All right, thank you, Matt. Good morning and welcome to the November 14th CEO Search Subcommittee meeting and Oregon Tourism Commission meeting. To everyone that has joined us on Zoom and to those watching the recording on Travel Oregon's Industry YouTube channel, thank you for taking the time to be with us. Today's agenda can be found on the Travel Oregon Industry website if you'd like to follow along. We ask that all attendees, other than commissioners, remain muted and with their camera off. Commissioners, I'd like to acknowledge that in holding a meeting today, we met all public meeting notice requirements required by state law. On Monday, November 10th, the commission meeting notice was posted to the commission meeting webpage. Notice was sent through our industry communications and a link to the meeting agenda was posted. To begin the CEO Search Subcommittee meeting, I'd like the subcommittee members to briefly introduce themselves, starting with Commissioner Gremmels.
Thank you for that introduction. I am a commissioner at large, living in beautiful Southern Oregon, just outside of Medford. Passions remain agritourism, farm to table, organic, biodynamic, regenerative farming. And today marks a remarkable day for me because it was a few years ago a cheese I created was recognized as the world's best in Bergamo, Italy. And today is another anniversary of the World Cheese Awards. And this year it's in Bern, Switzerland. And a Gruyere from Switzerland won that award just moments ago. And that Gruyere is called the Vorderfelder from a mountain in Switzerland. I hope I pronounced that all right, but congratulations to the makers in Switzerland today. So that crown continues.
Thank you, Commissioner Gremmels, for that update. Commissioner DeNovo.
Yes, thank you, Chair Willett. Lucinda DeNovo, Director of Sales and Events at Coquel Casino Resort in Coos Bay and Medford, owned by the Coquel Indian Tribe. I am very happy to be here today and to be having this discussion. And a lot of work has gone into this so far with commissioners. And so I just really want to thank commissioners and staff for all the work, and I look forward to today's deliberations.
Thank you. Vice Chair Patel.
Good morning, Harish Patel. I own lodging facilities in Pendleton and Coos Bay. I live in Portland. I love all kind of cheese, doesn't matter from where, but I love the American one. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Greg Willits, and I built and manage Five Pine Lodge and Spa in sunny Sisters, Oregon, with my dynamic family, and welcome everybody here today. Before we begin the business of today, I want to first acknowledge that David Pendleton made the difficult decision to resign from the commission last month. His wise counsel and perspectives will be missed, but I am grateful for his lasting contributions to our work, the industry, and the state, and I wish him well. The governor will evaluate when to fill the open seat in the coming months, but as of today, there are no immediate plans for a new appointment. Today, we also have our Department of Justice representative, Devin Thorson, in attendance to provide counsel if needed. Good morning, Devin. Would you mind introducing yourself as well? And sorry, Devin, you are on mute.
Justice and the Tax and Finance section, counsel for the Oregon Tourism Commission, and I think I've discussed things with some of you individually in the past, but it's nice to see you all today.
Thank you, Devin. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. I am pleased we are here to advance the search process for the next CEO of Travel Oregon. It has taken us a while to get here, and all of us are exceptionally happy to be at this point. For those watching, after the subcommittee meeting is complete, we will break, and then the full commission will convene in a public meeting to share the subcommittee's recommendation and take action on hiring a search firm. I want to state that through this process, we had the benefit to receive excellent proposals from a slate of firms, each of which demonstrated impressive experience in the recruitment of top-level executives. I truly believe there is no wrong decision today, but that the discussion will help us solidify a collective recommendation for the full commission about the firm best suited to meet the needs of Travel Oregon and the state of Oregon in identifying the next leader for this agency. I'd like to hand it over to Vice Chair Patel, who stepped in to manage the work of the subcommittee when Commissioner Pendleton resigned. I have now asked him to chair the CEO search subcommittee. Vice Chair Patel.
Thank you, Chair Willits. Following our October 8th commission meeting, when the CEO search subcommittee was created and delegated authorities, the subcommittee members began working with Travel Oregon staff to develop an intermediate RFP and scoring criteria and issue it to 6 qualified firms in compliance with the state's intermediate RFP rules and process. 5 proposals were received. We individually evaluated each firm based on the same criteria, providing independent scores to the Travel Oregon staff to tally. We had some follow-up questions after the first round. So those additional questions were asked to all 5 firms, requesting answers in a recorded video presentation. 4 firms, Motus Recruiting and Staffing, Searchwide Global, Winner Partners, and Hydrick and Struggles responded, and each subcommittee member again scored the firm's answers. Using a consistent scoring metrics across both rounds, a ranked list was generated. Hydrick and Struggles was ranked first. Subcommittee members evaluated all proposals in confidence to ensure compliance with public meeting requirements. Travel Oregon managed the process internally, applying competitive and transparent procedures consistent with state's best practices and documentation standards. So that had led us to today, to discuss and deliberate and come to a recommendation for the full commission. If there are any questions from anyone, I'll be happy to answer.
I don't have a question, Vice Chair Patel, but I do have a comment. I found all the questions to be great from our as presented by our staff, and appreciated all the responses, found them all to be diligent and accurate, and I scored 2 search firms very closely. One of them was Hydrick, one of them was Searchwide Global, for their ability to network within tourism industry and exceptionally well, and but all of them presented good comments and responded to questions accurately and wonderfully. I could go either way with these, and I'm happy to see that Hydrick and Struggles came out in scoring of all 4 grades on top.
Well, thank you for your comments, Chair Willits. If there's no more discussion.
I'd like to add a comment too. Thank you. Committee Chair Patel. And thank you, Chair Willits, for your comments. I just really wanted to honor this process and the contributions from staff and our independent consultant. I was really impressed with the process of both written and also video submissions and the depth at which each of the candidate firms, the recruiting firms, followed through with answering questions as they relate to a quasi public organization, and also shared their assessment tools and how they would engage with the commission and the stakeholders throughout the state, and how they would look at candidates that could meet public meeting law requirements, and how each individual search firm had custom approaches to their search process. It was really enlightening and impressive. And these are stellar search firms. I was most impressed. And each of them touched on diversity, equity, and inclusion and how they would include that in the search process. And important to me is each of the search firms touched upon how they would look for candidates with a passion for Oregon. And so again, I'm just so impressed with the process, and grateful to the staff and to all who participated, and grateful for the firms who took the time to submit such thorough submissions, from written to video submissions. And again, they all ranked very highly, and I appreciate this democratic process where we were all allowed to score, and the weight of those scores throughout the process have led us to this process of selecting Heidrich and Struggles. So thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Grumel. It's nice to hear those comments. Everybody worked very hard, so you explained it very well.
Harish, I don't have much to say. I think Commissioner Gremmels did a great job in really walking through the process. I would like to comment that it was nice to see that the scores were close. So to Commissioner Gremmels' point, all of these are excellent firms, and I would have been happy with any of them. But I think as Commissioner Gremmels said, it was definitely a democratic approach. I'm grateful to the staff. I do want to point out, when we talk about the staff, at no time was the current CEO involved in this process. So I think it's important that we point that out, that this was done with staff and with this subcommittee. So, I was very pleased with the second round, where Vice Chair Patel and I were really insistent on making sure we got to see the whites of people's eyes to give some sort of interview with us. And so those pre-recorded videos were incredibly helpful to the process. So thank you to this group and to the staff for such a great process.
Thank you. Well, I'm glad everybody appreciated the process and it was done thoroughly. So if there are no, no other comments or discussions, I'm looking for a motion to recommend Heidrich and Struggles for a full commission vote.
So moved.
Second.
So we have a motion and we have a second. So any discussion? Since there is none, we can move for a roll call. Commissioner DeNovo?
Aye.
Commissioner Grumel?
Aye.
Chair Willits?
Aye.
And I vote aye too. So the vote to recommend Heydrich and Struggles to a full commission is approved. The full commission will meet at 11:30 via the same Zoom link, so please join us then. And we now, well, thank you all very much, first of all, and now we adjourn the CEO Search Subcommittee meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair Vice Chair Patel.
Thank you.
Meeting is
And
adjourned.
Matt, it's all yours now.
Thank you, Matt. Commissioners, it is now 11:30 a.m., so our public meeting will continue with its agenda. We will give folks a minute to settle in. Matt, do we have everybody in attendance? All right. Our CEO Search Subcommittee members were previously introduced, so I'd like each of the remaining commissioners to briefly introduce themselves, starting with Commissioner Rowe.
Good morning. I'm Jennifer Rowe, and I am owner and operator of Crater Lake Zipline, and happy to be here this morning. And if I could just take a minute and say thank you so much to the Search Subcommittee and to the Travel Oregon staff. I know that this is an immense amount of work, and I just appreciate all of the efforts that you're making. And I know each of you are just very thoughtful and committed individuals in your approach to being commissioners, and have every confidence in this process as we move forward. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Commissioner Hill.
Good morning, Travis Hill, Chief Operating Officer for Umpqua Indian Development Corporation and Seven Feathers Casino Resort, which is owned and operated by the Cow Creek Band of Umpqua Tribe of Indian.
Thank you. Commissioner Pearson.
Hi, happy to be here this morning. Nick Pearson, I'm this general manager of the Jupiter Hotel and Jupiter Next in Portland and owner of the Moto Lodge in Pendleton.
Thank you. And finally, Commissioner Miller.
Good morning. My name is Heather Miller. I'm the accommodations general manager at the Ground in Yamhill County. In addition to overnight stays, we also have a restaurant, event space, and a pub in McMinnville, and we run a 500-acre regenerative farm. Also want to echo the thank you to the subcommittee and staff for their time and efforts and just the level of thoughtfulness and care that's gone through the process so far.
Thank you so much. All right. Pursuant to ORS 284-142, the Oregon Tourism Commission is tasked with hiring an executive director following the retirement announcement of CEO Todd Davidson. I'd like Vice Chair Patel to share a summary of the CEO Search Subcommittee's work and their recommendation for a search firm. Vice Chair Patel.
Thank you, Chair Willits. Following our October 8th commission meeting, when the CEO Search Committee was created and delegated authorities, the subcommittee member began working with Travel Oregon staff to develop an intermediate RFP and scoring criteria and issue it to 6 qualified firms in compliance with the state's intermediate RFP rules and process. 5 proposals were received. We individually evaluated each firm based on the same criteria, providing independent scores to the Travel Oregon staff to tally. We had some follow-up questions after the first round. So those additional questions were asked to all 5 firms, requesting answers in a recorded video presentation. 4 firms, Motus Recruiting and Staffing, Searchwide Global, Winner Partners, and Heydrich and Struggles, responded, and each subcommittee member again scored the firm's answers. Using a consistent scoring matrix across both rounds, a ranked list was generated. Heydrich and Struggles was ranked first. Subcommittee members evaluated those proposals in confidence to ensure compliance with public meeting requirements. Travel Oregon managed the process internally, applying competitive and transparent procedures consistent with state best practices and documentation standards. The CEO Search Subcommittee deliberated and voted to recommend Travel Oregon enter into contract with Heidrick & Struggles, subject to a vote from the full commission. So any questions? Are there any questions?
Harish, I don't know if there are any questions. I know that the commissioners received the round one and round two criteria and questions that were given to all firms. I think it's important for the public that we continue to talk about the rigor of this process. But just for the sake of the public, I think, and I'm not going to go through all of it, but some of the questions, we asked about the firm's qualifications, their depth of relevance in placing C-level executives, demonstrated success with travel, tourism, public sector, and nonprofit clients, evidence of strong DEI, experience working with boards and committees. And those are just some of them. Obviously, their fee structure, the transparency, their comfort level of working in following public meeting laws and staying in compliance with that. And then that second set of video recordings, it was that same level of questioning what approach of recruitment, what is your approach to the recruitment of a position that will lead a quasi-public sector agency engaging in partnering with local and state governments, media, public reporting, and public records that works within a private sector industry. So those are just some of the examples of the rigor of questions that we asked each of the firms. And so I just think for the public's sake, it's really important that they know that. And for me personally, I mean, the scores were very, very close. I think within 1 or 1.5 points across all of the firms. And I would have been happy with any of them. I'm happy that we are proposing Heidrick & Struggles for the work. I was very impressed with the fact that they've placed people in the Smithsonian, Georgia Tech, the higher education field, lots of experience in tourism, Brand USA. So they really, had that experience that gave me a lot of comfort, very focused in DEI, 2 Oregonians on the firm. So again, they know who we are, know who Oregon is. And so again, I just wanted to, for the sake of this group and for the sake of the public, for them to understand, kind of how we ended up where we are today. And I want to say one more time, we referenced that the staff helped us through this process, but I want to be very clear that the CEO, our current CEO, was not involved in this process. So this was a process that was led by a few members of the staff and the subcommittee.
Appreciate you informing the public, because yes, a lot of work went in there. We were very thorough, and being in the committee, we kind of get used to it. But yes, I'm glad you informed everyone what we did and how the process was followed. So thank you. And with that, if there is nothing else, I will pass it on to the chair, Willett.
All right, thanks again, Lucinda. I'm looking for a motion at this point for the commission to direct Travel Oregon staff to contract with Heidrick & Struggles for purposes of engaging in the CEO search and hiring process.
I make that motion. So moved.
I second.
Thank you very much. Any further discussion on the matter? All right, with that, I'm going to take a roll call vote, calling out individual commissioners. Please answer yay or nay. Commissioner Rowe.
Yay.
Commissioner Hill.
Yay.
Commissioner Gremmels.
Yay.
Commissioner DeNovo. I don't think we heard you.
Aye.
Thank you.
Yep.
Commissioner Miller,
Yay.
Commissioner Pearson,
Yay.
Vice Chair Patel.
Yeah.
I will answer yay as well. The motion to contract with Heidrick and Struggles is approved. Thank you, commissioners, for your approval of this key step in the CEO search process. I'll now ask Vice Chair Patel to share our second action item for this meeting.
Chair Willis, to fill the 5th seat on the CEO search subcommittee, I contacted the remaining commission members to garner interest in serving in this role. Commissioner Travis Hill has expressed interest and is ready to fill this role.
Thank you, Vice Chair Patel, for identifying a qualified and great candidate to add to the CEO search subcommittee. At this point, I will take a motion to approve Commissioner Hill as the 5th member of the CEO search subcommittee.
So moved. Oh, I'll second that.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Lucinda, Commissioner DeNovo and Commissioner Gremmels for a second. Any further discussion? Thank you. I will now take a roll call vote. Please answer yay or nay. Commissioner Rowe,
Yay.
Commissioner Gremmels,
Yay.
Commissioner DeNovo,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Yay.
Commissioner Pearson,
Yay.
and Vice Chair Patel.
Yeah.
And I will vote yay as well. The motion to add Commissioner Hill to the CEO search subcommittee is approved. Thank you all. And thank you, Travis, for setting yourself up for helping this subcommittee. Appreciate the raised hand there. Well, we have reached the end of our agenda today. Are there any additional business or announcements from commissioners?
Chair Willett, if I may, at the start of the subcommittee meeting, you acknowledged the recent resignation of Commissioner David Pendleton. And I would like to take a moment to acknowledge that resignation following a media story that unfairly questioned his integrity. David is one of the most honorable individuals in our industry, and he did not deserve such treatment. We all serve on this commission as volunteers, dedicating countless hours on top of our professional, family, and community responsibilities. Each of us brings expertise shaped by personal and professional experiences, united by one shared purpose: to serve Oregon and advance economic opportunity for communities across this great state. Yes, David had a long-standing contract with Travel Oregon, a relationship he maintained for more than a decade, well before being appointed to this commission. It was precisely because of his experience working with Travel Oregon and his leadership as a tour operator that his insights and perspective were so valuable to this body and to this agency. I do not want Commissioner Pendleton's departure to overshadow the many contributions he made to this commission, he made to the state, and he continues to make to the industry, and the countless people that he has personally inspired. The commission lost an extraordinary voice, one deeply committed to lifting up all voices, ensuring everyone has a seat at the table. In today's political climate, where so much is said without being grounded in truth, I encourage all of us to take a moment to reflect on our roles in this world of gossip, innuendo, and political warfare, where tearing others down too often replaces building together. For the sake of all Oregonians, we must move forward united, focused on what is best for this place we all call home.
Thank you. Commissioner DeNovo. Commissioners, we anticipate that this commission will likely hold additional meetings to keep this process moving forward. All meetings will be noticed appropriately according to state law. We are actively working with the Oregon Government Ethics Commission to adhere to procedures for the CEO hiring process via an open and competitive process. More information about the December 3rd Commission meeting in Corvallis will be posted to the industry website as soon as it's available. With that, Commissioners and public, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for attending and participating today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.